Hello, footies, and welcome to episode 707 of your awesome Foot in Review podcast. Now, to go a little bit behind the curtain, this is a Sunday sermon. We're not recording this on a Friday due to work commitments for myself. We've decided to record this on a Sunday, so it's a slightly different show today. And with me, who better to have than Mr. Blue himself, my good friend Graham, known as Homer. How you doing, my friend?
Yes, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, I promised Graham actually that we were going to record the show in 45 minutes today, plus injury time, but not Celtic injury time, because we're still sitting here 4 hours later, waiting for the show to end. But what better to have this week? What a week to have two Scots on than when the mighty Scotland has now qualified for a World Cup since France 98. There's loads of players who have never actually seen Scotland play in a World Cup, and just to let you know, come the summer, you will be disappointed. But Graham, what do you think of the match? It was awesome, wasn't it?
I never actually watched it, to be honest.
All right, okay.
This week I had a lot of family commitments, so driving around up and down to the hospital. So I never got to watch it. I watched the highlights. It looked good at times, but the results all that matters. So Scotland
Mhm.
through, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely. So did you do the SBC for any of the players, and why is it that you and I cannot complete that SBC in total?
I haven't started it yet. I did put a question in the Discord. When you're doing a past and present, there's a youth player that's never played a senior game count, because obviously Kenny McLean is an ex-pro of Rangers reserves, but we let him go because he needed to be released to further his career and what career he's had. Obviously, why we can't complete it is there's a certain defender in there that plays for a certain club that both of us don't like.
No, definitely. I mean, I must admit, the game was on, and when Tierney scored, I did find myself celebrating. Then immediately I had to sit back down again because it is Kieran Tierney. But no, we cannot complete the SBC. I've done the two. I've done McTominay and I have done Kenny McLean. And I mean, let's be honest, wonderful goals from the three of them. And I do actually feel a little bit sorry for Lawrence Shankland getting that goal, and it's never even going to be thought about. You know, next year I think of almost 100% that goal. He was so close to the line. But look, for our non-Scottish listeners, we better move on really quickly before they all drop off. And but as I say, come the summer, you will be disappointed watching Scotland play in the World Cup. That's for sure. But we move on to a promo this week, and it's a live promo, Graham, isn't it?
Yep, it's the FC Pro Live. So this is around the actual pro players and obviously their progress within the tournament.
So just to very much, I mean, we love, let's be honest, we love a live promo. It is actually absolute favourite that you do. And then there's some lovely cards as well. Just very quickly, as I search desperately for the link, what do you think about the card design?
Part of me likes it, part of me dislikes it. I like the colours, but the FC Pro logo has that sort of mirrored effect, which I'm not so keen on, but it's not the worst, it's not the best, but it's alright.
Well, what I'll do is I'll quickly run through how the cards get upgraded, and then we'll talk about the schedule as well. And then, Graham, you've done a little bit of digging on the actual cards themselves and the fact that they are linked to pro players. So, as I say, the cards are linked to pro players, and what you get is various upgrades as they progress through the tournament. So, starting with, if they get 3 FC Pro points, they'll get 1 skill move or 1 weak foot upgrade. Get 10 points, you'll get an overall 1+ upgrade. Get 16 points, another 1+ upgrade. If they make it to the knockouts, they get a playstyle plus. Reach the top 4, they get an alternative position and 1 roll plus. And if they actually win the whole FC Pro, they get a +1 overall, plus a 1 skill move and weak foot. So that is it. In terms of the schedule, I believe it starts tomorrow, and it is based on, I think at the moment it's based on watching the games. I've had a look. I don't see anything listed at the moment on the game, but I think that's what.
It's
Sorry.
in you need to go to the FC Pro section now for it, so it's all
right.
it's on its own category, which is right on the end. So if you first go into objectives, just press the left bumper or L1, and it will take you straight to that page. And there's a lot of things in there now that if you can be top 5 in Africa or Europe or whatever continent, you can get extra rewards. But if you watch it for 15 minutes and an hour, tomorrow and Tuesday, you'll get 2 packs for each day.
Right. So, and then let's be honest, we do actually. I mean, some of the games are pretty interesting, but you are more of an expert than me on the pro scene. So, do me a favour, Graham. Can you tell us a couple of cards and the reason why you like them, and also if there any pro player that we should be watching out for?
Card wise, there's quite a few nice cards. Like Fabian Ruiz is just a nice card in general. Quite like Bremer as well. Big, strong, he's fast, good links, and he has the aerial and fortress as well. Bruiser, block, and he's also got long ball silver. So if you're in trouble, he's quite good at thinking the ball over. Nuno Tavares looks good. So there's Billy Gilmore as a holding centre mid, and I quite like Teze of Monaco. Good fast defender, whip pass, whip ball as well. So he can get good crosses in the box. Sorry. And most of the pros these days are really good. So Group D seems to be like the group of death at the moment. So that's your likes of Teze, Choupo-Moting, Bremer, Tonali, Ginter, and Savinho. If you take one of them, you might be disappointed. Group C's probably the easier group. So that would be the likes of Garnacho, Fabio Ruiz, Thiago, the centre back that's from New York City FC, Billy Gilmore, Ferner, Igazi. So one of them likely get a good card. Group B, it's another strong division. You've got Manu and Emery, who have both won it, I believe, in the past. And then Group A, again, that's a hard group. You've got Anders, you've got Tex, you've got Lucas. So I think at the moment, the best cards, if you want a one that's going to get the overall upgrades, you're probably looking at Anders, where he's Darwin Núñez. Tex has started this season pretty good, so he could get Dan James. Horner at the centre back, he's represented by Lucas. He's pretty good. I think Wijnaldum's got a good chance as well. Fabio Ruiz, Thiago the centre back, and I think Bremer's got a good chance as well because he's with Paulo Neto, who's really good. So the pro scene this year, it's been same as last year as well. There is quite a few pros that somehow struggle when the reality is they should be doing better. So it is very open. So it could be, I recommend these cards and they go into the lands here and they absolutely flop. So who knows? But that would be my sort of top picks at the moment.
I mean, if we let's start with my favourite card, and it's only because of his hair and his moustache. It's Magnum PI, or for other people, it's Darwin Núñez, who I think you said was Anders is his pro that's been linked, who's in, I think it's Group A, you'd said as well.
Yep, he's Group A.
So it's 217,000 coins at the moment. It's come down a little bit since it first was released. 87 rated striker, as you say. Does the league put you off, first and foremost, being the Saudi League and Uruguayan in terms of links, or is there anything?
The Saudi League is actually, with Ronaldo being there, that they do get good cards on a regular basis, so you could probably link them pretty easily, to be honest, because obviously we have the hero Arwaharan. You've got Joe Felix has got a Scream card. You've got Higazi, you've got Wijnaldum, you've in the FC Pro. In the season pass, you have Fabinho. We have 2 Ronaldo cards this year so far. So links wise, you could probably get him in there quite easily. Obviously his teammate Marcus Leonardo got a card, the World Tour card. So there is links. Uruguay, I can't remember. Is there many good? You've got Forlan as a hero, France Pascoli, the hero as well. So you could link with them, Valverde and Harajo from the La Liga. So there is links. So that wouldn't really put me off, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, if you look at in terms of the schedule, it is quite a. The tournament actually finishes on January 26th, so next year, which is a couple of months away. So, you'd imagine someone like Anders has got a very good chance of winning it and taking away the $100,000 for the first prize as well. Is this card at 217,000 coins, though, worth getting on the basis that he may get an upgrade in January 26, or is it just too far away for you? I'm looking at, I think it's roughly round about 4 he'll get overall, so we'd probably go a 91 rated card if Anders was to win it. Have a couple of skill moves for weak foot upgrades as well. In your opinion, is it worth investing in that and holding that card, saying in 2 months' time it's going to be absolutely tip top?
Well, I'm not the trade expert, so maybe Shaq would be, or Dan might be better to answer that one. But reality is, Anders is the favourite. He's left Red Bulls team and he's joined Team Falcon. He said he's this season, new team, new outlook, and everything, and he has looked a lot better this year. So the reality is, he is going to get an upgrade. How much he's upgraded, I don't know, but it's pretty much a sure, and he should go up in value. So if you are looking for one of the cards that do go up, he would be one of the more setups that would. So then again, like I said, he could go there and have a terrible tournament. So, but he does look like probably the best shout at the moment.
In terms of then, I mean, I'm looking at a card at 63,000 coins in Xerxes. He is Dutch, and that is part of our contract. We must either big up Juventus, Dutch, Max Verstappen, or Feyenoord. That's a shout out to our good friend John, who's off at the moment, and we wish him all the well on a speedy recovery. The Xerxes card, can you tell me who the pro is in terms of that one?
That's Manu Bashiri, who is of Team Liquid, Team Hoolit. So again, he's another really good pro, one of the best. He wins things regularly. He has a really strong group though. Probably the second hardest group B, because he's in there with his teammate Emery. Umal's in there as well. Umit Darkley's in there as well. So there's quite a few good other pros. I suggest on form him and Emery should get through. So the Ronaldo card and the Zerski card should be the two from Group B that get out of it. So for a low end buy-in, he probably would be one of the better ones.
Yes. So Graham, I'm going to give you some magic FUT In review. We're going to go in the FUT In review bank and we're going to give you as many coins as you need. If you have to go and buy one player off the market, simply because you're going to use it, not for trading or anything like that, but simply because you use it and you believe the pro's going to get the furthest, who are you going to select?
I'd probably go with Bremer at the moment. I'm just trying to see who is picked. Billy Gilmore again. Billy Gilmore, Stanley Pitbull. No, I'll definitely go with Bremer. He's got Pedro Neto representing him. It is the hardest group, but Pedro is one of the best players, in my opinion. His card is so good. Bremer normally in FC, but like I said before, he's got 83 pace, he's lengthy, he's stocky tall, he's got bruiser block, he's got precision header, he can play defender plus plus, stopper plus plus, he's got aerial fortress, he's an literal tank in defence. So for me, I'd go Bremer. He's my favourite.
Okay, so you've heard it here first, folks. Bremer, and not the fact that he plays for Juventus, and John will be smiling when he listens back to the show.
It does pay me a bit because obviously I've said before, Inter is my favourite Italian team, so it does pay me a bit. But as somebody who's got a hybrid team that has Serie A, it would fit in perfect for me as well. So,
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. No, and thank you for your knowledge as well. I will watch it. I do find the games exciting. I do put it on sometimes just for the awards and then end up finding myself getting wrapped into it as well. Are you going to watch it, Graham?
I will watch it, yeah. Like you, I do normally just watch it for the rewards, and I'll sit it on my desk and I'll have actual play FC on my monitor. And with that, you do get caught up, especially when there's a lot of drama. Anders likes to stir it up. Tex likes to stir it up. So it should be a good tournament.
Okay. And just as before we move on there, and we're talking about promotions, and we're going to move on to talk about the season. You know, the season 3 coming up very soon, and we've just had season 2. And what your thoughts were on that? Did you manage to pack any of the captains out of the 49 cards?
I did actually get a few. I was going to say no, but it was pretty much all the lower end ones. I got Nathan Collins twice. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who I got here. I got Tim Ream. Just try to see if I can pull it up quickly.
I'll be honest with you, Graham. As you look for that, I got one, and is it Davies that plays for Spurs, Welsh, and that was the best I got. 49 cards, I think I got one, and I was a little bit disappointed, if I'm being honest with you. And it will lead on to our discussion of what we feel about the season 2 and our hopes for season 3 coming up 4 days' time.
Yeah, so I got Davies as well, and the one I was trying to think of is Petr Zelensky, who plays for Inter. I should know that I packed him, but it's all the lower rated ones that I packed.
Yeah, just again 49 cards, and we've packed nothing of any note. So let's quickly move on then. So season 3 is just around the corner. It changes in 4 days' time. I'm relatively low. I think I'm on level 15 at the moment. But as you look at it, and I'm chatted there before we came on the show, is I'm a little bit disappointed. I seem to be getting a load of coins for stuff that I cannot use. And what is your thoughts on the season rewards and our hopes for season 3?
It's been underwhelming, to be honest. I did like that they reduced the amount of games and the requirements for the silver icons, as I've always liked the silver stars format, so the tournaments are quite good and everything. It's a break up from the normal grind of rivals and champs for me. The rewards weren't that great. Looking at it, I'm level 37 and I didn't buy the premium one, and I think only Rodrigo and Fabinho really impressed me, if I'm being honest. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that there's other modes in it, but it's one of the things. It's like I said in our Discord, it replaces the old catalogue we had, which was filled with everything for every mode. So EA are trying to give something for everybody, and I don't think they will ever tailor it just to us as an ultimate team, because they want to ensure that the other guys that play career mode or clubs or whatever, they're looked after as well. So, but for the cost of the pass, I haven't took it up. I do have FC points sitting there. I do get regularly gifted points by family members for doing some tasks for them in the real world. So I did think about maybe buying it there just to get that Rodrigo card, but I still haven't pulled the trigger.
I mean, we talk about the power curve. We complain too much that we've got last year. We complained that the power curve just lost the plot a little bit and it was stratospheric. And now we find ourselves in EA doing exactly what they've said they've done. So there's not like it's a big surprise to us. But I think we're all fine, especially me, find it very difficult. I've seen Adam put on the Discord, has our team changed very much in the last 3 weeks? I think mine hasn't. If I'll be honest with you, I think I've added Haaland into my team, which I really, really enjoy. But I just find it weird that I'm playing a game mode that I enjoy playing, but I'm being given sort of rewards for game modes that I've no interest in. I mean, I would rather see, from my point of view, I'd rather see a Tifo that I could use. You know, there's some amazing graphic artists out there. Could they make something that is, that they could put in the game? I mean, okay, I know trophies are a bit meh, but is there some weird mascot they could put, or just something, or a strip, or a badge, or anything at all that actually I could use in game from that point of view? But when I find myself getting these bronze coins, or I'm getting excited because I'm getting a David Beckham, then I realise actually he's no for that side of the game. A loan card would have been great, but I'm rabbiting on a little bit here in my complaints. But for you, what would you like to see in season 3 then as a change, if at all?
I'm realistic to know that they're not going to remove the rest of the stuff, because again, they're covering their bases for everybody. What could they really do? They are slowing the power curve down, like they said. Yeah, I know people say about store packs and whatever. That's not really what slowing the power curve is. That the power curve is the cards coming out. Mm-hmm. They're not getting 2 free playstyle pluses. They're not getting role pluses galore. They're not getting plus 10 on every stat. They're not getting plus 2 or 3 overall wise. So it's a lot of the cards are still pretty close to what the base cards were. I don't know what they could do to make it better, to be honest. It's sort of one of the things. I wasn't a fan of the old catalogue system either. And you're saying about the kits and everything, the mascots, that's going to come out in the store soon. We've got the Real Madrid kit in the store now. All that stuff's stuck behind the paywall. So even if they do it, you're going to have to pay to get it by upgrading your season pass. So I don't know what they could do to improve it. Obviously, we want the power curves kept slow, because we did complain we wanted our cards to last longer. Like you said, based on Adam's comments, has your team changed much in the last 3 weeks? The only card that's got into my team that's new is that new, what's her name, the Man City Cam Medema. Medema.
Yeah, Medema.
Last night, she's only a card in weeks that's got into my first team. My Rangers Evil team's been busting through the seams with the amount of evils that we've got. You could put out better players and everything, but given that they want to slow it down, I can't see there's much that they're going to do to improve it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Maybe this is the new reality, and I just need to change my mindset from it, as I say. But when I looked at it and I realised that the season was ending in 4 days' time, I looked to see where I was. I thought I'm not particularly high, and I thought, well, I'll go and buy the premium pass. And I looked back to see what I've missed out on rewards, and I thought to myself, what's the point? Because there's just to be nothing there. And I really liked it last year when the premium pass came out. I bought it, and I bought it a couple of times, and it actually was good fun. It made me want to play the game more, and I just feel now when I look at it and I go, right, I get 1,000 points. What am I going to get? Oh, I'm going to get some bronze coins. I don't even know where I'm going to use them, or some silver bucks, whatever you call them, for there. So, yeah, I agree with you, mate. We complain when the game went too fast last year, and now I find myself complaining it's going too slow. For EA, I do apologise. They seem not to be able to win from there. And in terms of that, then, Graham, do you think because the power curve is slowing, that the likes of the Team of the Week cards now become more viable? I mean, it's an area I've never really looked at, but if I look at this week's team, you've got 90 rated Bunny Shaw, a 90 rated centre back that plays for Barcelona. Are these cards now sort of viable and could be considered for your team?
Yeah, I was saying that. I think you've just sparked my brain there, because I did buy Hakan Çalhanoğlu's inform and Super Mike from AC Milan's inform as well. Both improved my team, both better than their gold cards. I think this is what the design was, to give more cards, more of a presence, more of a longevity. So a lot of them are quite good. I packed that Consa Team of the Week this morning with my squad battle rewards, and he looks pretty decent. He's not the best defender, but he's tall, he's got good pace, he's got good defending, he's got good physicality, he's got good play styles, so a good Evo, and he could be a really top defender. So Guardiola, Rangers looks good, João Neves looks good. So that a lot of them are, like, as you said, because they have slowed it down, they do look a little bit more appealing, and you could use them for a while.
Yeah, no, definitely. So maybe that is an area that guys like me need to start looking at and saying, right, okay, is there value for money in the Team of the Week cards as well, and not just using them for SBCs or things like that as well. So, Graham, just to move on, we always talk about player in review or formation review, and I don't have the buttons to press, but is there anything that you've changed in your team that we could tell our listeners, because I know you're a very good player, is there anything that you've noticed this week that's made a bit of a difference?
I've went back to a 4-1-2-1-2 at the moment. A lot of everybody's playing the same formation, so it's either 4-1-4, the 4-4-1-1, the 4-2-3-1, or a 4-5-1. And I found having that cam and a CDM in the two centre midfielders, and I use my wing backs to my left right backs as wing backs to get up and create some width. That it is actually working really well. I was obviously talking in the Discord. Neil, who I did the Tuesday pod with, was complaining about how people are sitting back, relying on the AI to sort of help them defend. And I found that with going with 4-1-2-1-2, like being really narrow and compact, it was giving me that more that opportunity to ping the passes about, rather than that slow try to get it wing to wing and try and force somebody out when they are sitting solo. Just pinging it in such a narrow and close space, I was getting more joy triggering runs and everything. So 4-1-2-1-2 looks like it's a really good formation again. John and Art have both put out 4-1-2-1-2s which were good. They do take a bit of time getting used to, but if you're interested in them, they are really good to use. Player review wise, I've not really used many new players. Like I said, I really like Mike Mannion. I think he's probably arguably the best keeper. Maybe Donnarumma's new one might be just a bit better, but I've not used him yet. But I've been enjoying using my Rangers Evo team. A lot of the Evos this year have really improved lower rated players, so that they're now at a point really usable. I put Big Chimiti through the Champions League one that gave you the finesse, Capitano. And he is lethal. So big.
Only if he was like that in real life. I hear every Rangers fan saying at the moment.
Yeah, if only. But
if only,
he's my super sub for my main team, and he's my star striker in my Rangers Evo team. He's so good that Evo has made him also good. So that would be my recommendations. What about you?
For me, I've just I've been busy with work. I hasten to add, and I've only played just recently. I packed the Haaland card, which I've enjoyed using. I've got the Sorlot upgrade thanks to Tommy on our Discord, and if you are interested in joining our Discord, check us out at patreon.com/FUT IN review. There is very many packages there, some exceptionally cheap ones as well. It gives you access to the Discord, and as Graham says, that you get to go in there and have a chat with the guys. The place is buzzing at the moment. And Tommy last week had said, look, don't sleep on the Sorlov card or the other one, the Italian player. And of course, Norway being absolutely amazing at the moment and actually rocking an amazing strip as well, if you don't mind me saying. He's now been upgraded and I'm using him wide right. I am playing the 4-2-3-1. I went from I played 2 up top, which I quite enjoyed doing, but I just felt not having those 2 CDMs, I was exceptionally prone to losing goals. So I've moved back to that. So that's it. I've enjoyed that. Sorloth and having Haaland in the team, 2 big giants, has been really good. And I've played with them behind Bellingham. So Bellingham plays behind them, and he's made a bit of difference to my team. So that's what I've kind of used. In terms of Evos, I've not really done very much. I don't think I could bring myself to doing the Chermiti card, if I'm being honest with you. It just does my boxing. But let's not make this into a Rangers podcast, so we will lose loads of listeners as well. So yeah, 4-2-3-1. So the 4-1-2-1-2 you use is the narrow one.
Yeah.
With all the centre midfield ones as well. That's quite a decent information. I've used that numerous times as well. Is there anything in terms of the one thing I have missed, and I use Kimmich and he's got it. He's got the long ball play style, and I find that makes a big difference. It speeds the game up. Is there any play style for you that you think is now quite key in the game that you really are looking for? I hear you mentioned aerial fortress and things like that as well earlier on.
There's a few for me. Like James, I'm very keen on first touch. I think it's brilliant. Just if you want to rattle a pass up, they're going to just take it in first time. And if you're good at the first touch and let move, you can really kill somebody stone dead in defending. Finesse, I think, is probably the best finishing playstyle at the moment. I know everybody really loves slow driven. It is really good, but I really love finesse at the moment because slow driven is good in the box, but finesse you can do outside and inside of the box. I still love Game Changer. People just underestimate your striker. Like I use Lautaro Martinez, and people just underestimate his ability to cover low driven or cover finesse more than it was. Defensive wise, Aerial Fortress, especially defending corners, since they reduced the amount that headers go out. So I found defenders in Aerial Fortress do really clear the ball a lot better, especially with the new sort of meta tactic at corners, which is trying to go deep into the box with your cross and then head it back in. So if you've got a big defender that can just boom a header out, it's really key to stop you getting the sloppy goals. Long pass is really nice. I like that on a left back or a right back or a CDM. Just to be able to chip the ball out wide to just relieve pressure. Again, tiki taka and incisive is probably the peak ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this year they've made a lot of them really good. I don't think there's that one overall must have.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely not. Interesting stuff. Just going to ask you there, just as you're saying that, and I know you are a student of the game, is there anything tomorrow you're going to look at in terms of the pros that you expect to see, or are you hoping for there to be a sort of new tactic that you can pick up and implement in your game?
Thing I'd expect to see is probably a lot of player locking, especially with the corners. That seems to be the big thing at the moment. Player lock at corners, player locking just in general. Something that I just can't get used to at all. Tactics wise, I don't think there'll be major changes. I think again, EA's really balanced the game this year for me in regards to like play styles, roles, tactics. There's nothing that's super overpowered compared to another one. So most of them will rock the 4-4-1-1, and then you'll have the 4-4-2 maybe, and then 4-2-3-1 will be up there as well. I don't really expect to see any surprises, but back threes and fives are still banned, so you'll not get anything like that as a curveball. It just the speed of how they pass. Like watch how they create the spaces. It's not all like ridiculous skill moves. A lot of it's just the simple stuff, the McGeady spin or a heel to heel or a fake cancel or something. Like if you just watch the really minor things that really do make them so much better than us mere mortals. And again, like I said, a lot of it's just the basic things. It's like I noticed a few people in Discord complaining about passing going 180, and it's that they seem to have that knack of just knowing when they've released the pass, when to start turning the player that the ball's going to, rather than pressing pass and the ball not being released and turning the player and passing it the complete wrong way.
Yes.
That's something that a lot of people could probably really watch and notice like how good that is.
No, definitely. No, we're looking forward to it. As I say, looking forward to it. Going to watch it tomorrow. Probably play a little bit of FC at the same time and have it on in the background. As you say, squad battles with FC pros, not a bad shout. Get some rewards, etc. as well. So it's Sunday. We said we have a little bit of a Sunday sermon. I've asked our guys on our Discord, as I say, easy to join. Check us out at patreon.com/FUT IN review and join the Discord through that way. To ask the guys about what sins that they have created and done in FC 26 or beyond. And our good friend Adam, our fellow Rangers fan, has said, if I read it here, if someone has a big lead and pauses for me to quit, waste a lot of time or starts playing like, and I won't use the word because it's a family show this, insert any word that you would like in there. If I come back and win, I give them a cheeky little message to say how well their rattiness worked out for them. So Graham, you have it. Are we cleansing Adam of his sin, or should he have some penance?
We'll clear him of his sins. Since he confessed, we'll give him a...
He's getting away with that one. Well, Adam, you are cleansed of your sins, my friend. Now, Mystic Smeg, our good friend, he has put in the Discord. He has actually put 6 on there. So we won't do all 6 for him, but he says he has played a lot of 3 and 5 at the back over the years, especially 5-3-2 or 3-5-2. So first of all, Graham, are you cleansing him of that sin, or is his penance he has to watch Arsenal being a big Spurs fan?
Well, they're playing the Arsenal today, so hopefully...
Yes, they are, aye.
So, obviously, for Simon, he'll be hoping that Colin Mwani gets his upgrade with Tottenham win. I'd cleanse him of that. I generally don't mind a back 3 or a back 5. I think it's good for the game, variety. I did complain in our meet-up in Crete last year that I hated everybody playing the same formation, the 4-2-1-3 last season. So I'll never criticise somebody for using something different and being unique. So I'll cleanse him for that.
Cleanse him for that one. Okay, then. Next one. He loves a cutback. Sorry, he says, but I do. I also love scoring with a fullback or midfielder. So he says, I'm not all that bad. Is he getting away with that, or does he have to wear an Arsenal shirt?
I'm not one for being over criticising people's play styles. Some people do annoy me, but cutbacks, I find especially this year, sometimes it's the only way you will score. If somebody is being so deep and they've got their team nice and narrow and everything, sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. The name of the game is to score. So, and statistically speaking, if you're into XG and everything, cutback is the number one way to score. So I'm led to believe by all the statisticians and everything that if you want a surefire way to score, cutback is the way. So if it works, it works.
Okay, we've let him off with everything, so I'm trying to find one that he has been really bad on. So I'll try this one then. He says, in a game where I'm winning, but the opponent is loads better, I will happily spoil the game from about the 70th minute. Just hold the ball, keep in the corners, pause it if I need to calm myself. Is he being forgiven, or must he write in the Discord how much of a great manager Arteta is?
Oh, from the 70th minute, that's a bit ratty, that.
Yes.
If it was like deep into the 80s, I would forgive that one, but 70-minute odds, that's a bit severe still. I can't give that one a clearance.
Right, Mystic Smeg, you must post a picture of Arteta on the Discord with a love heart underneath. So that's why we've not posted our sins on there, Graham, because we'd end up having to put Celtic logos, etc. on there in the Discord. But is there anything you'd think from your point of view that you'd say to yourself, I am a little bit ratty, and you'd like to confess your sins today?
I don't know if I'm ratty per se. Like cutbacks, I'll happily go for the cutback if you're stupid enough and naive enough to leave the space, then I'll take full advantage of it. So cutbacks would be like the rattiest thing I think I do. I struggle with the dark arts. I find if I try and hold the ball up in the corner, I'm always guaranteed to lose that last second goal. So I try and avoid messaging people, avoid trying to over pausing and all that sort of things. Like I try and play the game the way that I want it to be played. So cutbacks would be the most rattiest thing I think I do.
Well, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to confess my sins as well, and I will probably have to do the Kieran Tierney SBC now when I tell you all my sins. I am very much, you can wind me up fairly easily. If I score a goal, I don't celebrate. I blame John for that. I automatically press the buttons to cancel it. But if my opponent then scores afterwards and celebrates, then it's game on for us. I will use everything under my power to get another goal and celebrate as much as possible. And then I'll pause the game. I've seen myself pause the game in the 92nd minute. Use my 3 pauses there just for no other reason, just to wind my opponent up. I do have messages off, so which is lucky for me. So yeah, I hold my hands up, and I do not expect forgiveness for that. I can be extremely ratty, I'll be honest with you, and I may have to do the Kieran Tierney SBC. I'll leave that up to listeners to decide if I need to do it or not. Graham, it's been wonderful to have you on. Thank you so much. Your knowledge, mate, on the game is absolutely amazing. I love the fact you know so much about the pros, and I look forward to watching them tomorrow and see how the game progresses as we do. And hopefully, for all our listeners and to yourself, best of luck. Let's hope you pack Magnum PI, good old Darwin Núñez, and Tradable as well. But Graham, there's only one thing left for us to do, and that is to
Drop it.
drop it.